السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب زدني علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين آمين. Lesson number 13. Types of nouns according to expressions. According to expressions, Arab, there are two kinds of nouns. Number 1, changeable noun, mu'arab, and number 2, non-changeable noun, mabni. The changeable nouns are those whose last word's expression changes in different conditions. On the other hand, non-changeable mabni nouns never change their expression or Arab. For example, huwa, he, dhalika, that. Inshallah, today we will study about the types of non-changeable mabni nouns. There are three types of non-changeable mabni nouns. Mabni nouns. Number 1, mabniul asl, the basic form, resemble mabniul asl, the similar basic form, and the non-compound mabniul asl, the basic form. Basic form or the original form of non-changeable noun is mabniul asl. This basic form is based on its origin. That's the reason these words don't have similarities with other words. They have their own identity. For example, nasara, he helped. This is a past tense verb. Min, from. This is a preposition or harf jar. Unsur, help her or help him, is an imperative verb where an order is given. From these examples, it's clear that all past tense finite ma'ruf verb and infinite majhul verb, imperative fi'l amr hadir ma'ruf, verb of second person with finite verb, and all particles, for example, from, min, in, fi, etc., are called basic non-changeable nouns, mabniul asl. Similarly, fi'l mudari, present or future verb, which contains stress at their ending words in the form of stressful noon, noon-e-ta'keed, or connected pronoun noon, noon damir muttasil, are called mabniul asl, basic form. We will learn about this category in detail later, inshallah. The second form of non-changeable noun is resemble mabniul asl, similar to basic form. Mabniul asl mushabah. This type has similarities with mabniul asl, but its root doesn't belong to mabniul asl. But this form only resembles with the mabniul asl. For example, huwa, he is a pronoun which is similar with the particle min, from, that is basically mabniul asl. Actually, this category is having similarities according to the number of letters. This is the basic reason it is called resemble mabniul asl. Mabniul asl mushabih. Although this category doesn't belong to non-changeable noun mabni, but it still has similarities with mabniul asl in 4 conditions. Number 1, those pronouns are similar to mabniul asl if the number of their letters is same as the particle. For example, to, na. Number 2, those nouns which can be used instead of verb. For example, nazali inzil means come down. Number 3, likewise, the word that depends on other words and sentences to complete its meaning is also similar to mabniul asl or resemble mabniul asl. For example, which one? Alladhi, hadha, this. And number 4, the noun which is similar to mabniul asl in showing its meaning. For example, aina, where, mata, when. They are also known as interrogative particle or harf istifham. The third form of non-changeable noun is non-compound or simple word. As you know that in compound sentences, we join nouns and particles together to make a meaningful sentence. Likewise, in non-compound category, there will be words representing themselves as a single word without the joining subject amil or compound sentences. Please remember one thing, that the subject amil means the person who is performing the action. Basically, the subject is always making changes in its clause. That change occurs at the end of the clause or word. For example, shajarun tawilun, long tree, is a compound word. Tawil is an amil, one who has an action upon. Because of this amil, shajarun is in the form of rafa with the haraka pesh. In shajarun tawilun, the word shajara is in mu'arab form, changeable noun, because tawil made changes in the expression Arab of shajar. If shajarun comes separately and in single form, then shajarun won't be a compound word anymore. It will represent itself as a non-compound simple word instead of a compound word. This is because the amil is edited with an object, and now there will be no change in an object's expression, Arab. Now this single form of an object is known as mabni, non-changeable noun. After revising the previous lesson, let's move to the new lesson. As we have seen earlier, that there are 3 types of mabni, non-changeable nouns. Number 1, mabniul asl, basic form. Number 2, resemble mabniul asl. And number 3, non-compound, simple word. Let's look at some of the examples of mabniul asl form. Past tense finite and infinite verbs, imperative finite second person verbs, and the particles. We have already talked about the examples of mabniul asl. First example is past finite and infinite verbs. The second example is imperative of second person with finite verb, and the third example is the particles. Now, in the light of these examples, we will learn more about mabniul asl. Resemble mabniul asl means resembling in terms of particles only. We can recognize the resemble mabniul asl by 10 different types of examples. The names of these 10 types are: number 1 is ism damir or pronouns. Number 2 ism ishara or demonstrative nouns. Number 3 ism mausul or relative nouns. Number 4 ism fi'l or verb nouns. Number 5 ism kinaya or countable nouns. Number 6 ism saut or sound nouns. Number 7 ism dharuf, adverb nouns. Number 8 markabe binai, synthetic compound nouns. And number 9 ism istifham, interrogative nouns. And number 10 ism shart, conditional nouns. Let's look at it in the form of a table. Mabni noun or non-changeable nouns. They are of 3 types: mabniul asl, basic form; resemble mabniul asl; and non-compound. Mabniul asl, the examples for it is past tense, finite and infinite verbs, imperative finite second person verbs, and particles or huruf. The examples of resemble mabniul asl are pronouns, demonstrative nouns, relative pronouns, verb nouns, countable nouns, sound nouns, adverb nouns, synthetic compound nouns, interrogative nouns, and conditional nouns. Let's look at them in detail. Number 1, pronouns, ism dhamir. The pronoun is used as a substitute for a noun. Pronoun is used instead of noun to avoid the repetition of a noun. For example, huwa, he, hum, they, nahnu, we. There are 2 types of pronoun in Arabic: combined or connected pronoun and non-combined or non-connected pronouns. Number 1 is the combined pronouns. These types of pronouns are mostly used with verb, noun, preposition, and conjunction. It is always combined at the end of a word. For example, in darabtu, the word tu is pronoun. Combined pronouns are of 3 types: combined marfu', marfu' muttasil; combined mansub, mansub muttasil; and combined majroor, majroor muttasil. We will discuss about these later. The second one is the non-combined pronouns or dhamir munfasil. This is a pronoun which comes at the very beginning of a sentence instead of combined form with a word. For example, ana zaidun. Ana is a pronoun which is a non-combined type. Now there are two categories for this pronoun. Number 1, non-combined marfu' pronoun, damir marfu' munfasil, and non-combined mansub pronoun, damir mansub munfasil. The second one is the demonstrative pronoun or ism ishara. This is a noun which points out towards any person, thing, or a place. For describing the direction of an object, place, or noun, demonstrative nouns are mostly used. For example, hada, this, dhalika, that. There are two types of demonstrative nouns. The first one is demonstrative noun for nearest things, ism ishara qareeb. This noun refers to nouns that are nearby in time and space. For example, these, haulai, hadani for two males, and hada, this. The second type is demonstrative noun for far away things, ism ishara ba'id. This pronoun refers to nouns that are farther away in time and space. For example, ulaika, those, tilka, that for female, and dhalika, that for male. The target or the object of indication is called musharun ilay, and the person or thing which is pointing towards the direction is called ishara. For example, this is a book. Hadha kitabun. Book is the target, musharun ilay. This is the ishara, pointing direction, hadha. Likewise, few examples for far away things are, that is a cupboard. Dhalika dulabun. That is a room. Tilka ghurfatun. Number 3 is relative pronoun or ism mausul. The word mausul is from the root word wasal, which means combining itself with other words. Mausul is always connected with the sentence which comes next. For example, he who created you all. Alladhi khalaqakum. In this sentence, alladhi, he who, is a mausul, and the word khalaqakum, which is describing alladhi, is called silah. Alladhi means that which or who. Similarly, in English language, for avoiding the repetition of a name, we use who or whose. Alladhi is a singular masculine form, and alladhina is a plural masculine form. Verb as a noun. Number 4, ism fi'l. This is a noun which is used as a verb. This gives the complete meaning of verb and acts like a verb. For example, hayhata, went away. Dunak, caught. Bella, leave. Verb always needs a subject file and an object maf'ul for performing an action. And verb also represents time period like past, present, and future. But in this category, there are few links of a verb that are easily shown. This category only represents the name of verb as a noun and not performing the actual verb. For example, hayhata is a noun and its meaning is you go away, which shows the commanding side of a word. Likewise, dunak is a noun too, and this also shows the bossy nature. So the conclusion is, these are the name of verbs instead of the actual verb. Number 5 is countable noun or ism kanaya. This is a noun which describes about the quantity of a thing. For example, kam, kada, ka'ayyin, kaita, zaita. Kam is mostly used as a meaning of how much. Kam rajulan indak, as how many persons do you have? But sometimes useful for describing the strength too, as kam rijalin lagitahum. I have met many people. Number 6 is the name of the sound or ism south, also known as onomatopoeia in English. The meaning of south is sound that represents the voice of materialistic and non-materialistic things, and moreover for calling someone, whether it is a human being or an animal. For example, is the sound of coughing. Uff is the sound of feeling pain. Bakha is the sound of happiness. Nakha is the sound for commanding the camel. Number 7 is adverb or ism zarf. This is such kind of mabni noun that tells us about the time and place. Those adverbs which gives us detail about time is called zarf zama, adverb of time. And the adverb which points out the direction or dimension of a noun is called adverb of location. For example, when, meta, before, qabl, therefore or then, idha, as, idha, where, haythu, how, kaifa, and where, aina. Number 8 is synthetic compound or murakkab banai. This is a noun which combines two nouns by dropping their middle word. That middle word is waw. For example, ahada ashara. This is a word formed by synthetic compound. In actual, it was ahadun wa ashar. But by removing its central letter waw, we have seen a new word ahada ashara. In counting till the 9th tisa ashara, we always use this in the synthetic formation. Number 9, interrogative noun or ism istifham. The noun which we mostly use for asking and raising questions are called interrogative nouns. For example, what, ma, who, man, when, meta, where, aina. And number 10 is a conditional noun or ism shart. The noun which begins with a condition or terms and rules is called conditional noun. For example, if you do that, then this will be the result. If it rains, he won't go. If, unless are conditional nouns. In, man, ma are same words. Man yajtahid yanjah. The one who strives will be successful. This is a conditional sentence in which the word man is the conditional noun. Ma taktub aktub. Whatever you will write, I will write the same. The word ma is a conditional noun. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.